I know what you're thinking. You're looking at this and you're saying, it's time for the music. And you'd be right. Yeah, let's do this. Welcome to the Success Secrets for Business, Family, and Life channel. I'm Vickie Helm. This is a coffee break show. Today, I have a really rocking guest, but I'm going to tell you about her in just a minute because we have a huge announcement, huge. And so this is brought to you by the Redefining Digital Network. If you're new here, we go live Monday through Friday, and we share tips, tools, techniques, information, motivation, and those things that are going to help you create thrivability in your life. I would like to welcome Kaci Brown today to the show. Welcome, my sister. How are you?
I am so fantastic. I'm excited and thrilled to be here. Vickie, thank you so much for creating the space and just being so committed to what you do, to the quality that you bring to your audience. And I'm excited to see where today's conversation goes.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. Now, of course, this would be Sean. Sean is like, hi, I am always first. Hey, Sean, good morning, my friend. Glad to see you. Look who I got on, huh? I got Kaci on. Oh, it is going to be a big one today. Yes, it is. We have a big, huge announcements. Welcome, Robin. He beat you every single time. Listen, if you're new here, put your name down below, become part of the conversation. Let us know that you're here. Kaci, I like this. Kaci, welcome. So excited to have you here today. We are going to rock it. We are. So here's the big announcement. I don't want to drag it out, or maybe what's the big announcement today? What is going to happen today? Well, I want to that's right. I don't know. There we go. I want to let you know that we have made some big shifts. We have added some surprises. And here's my girl. You know, I love you. This is my buddy right here, Karen. Hi, Kaci. So here's the deal. Kaci is our newest and latest partner. You thought I was going to say show, didn't you? She is got a show. She does. We now have added her to the Success Secrets for Business, Family, Life. We're going to be talking about our show, but first we're going to be talking about our new partner at Redefining Digital Network. And at Redefining LLC, we had some shifting going on. And we saw Kaci, and everybody drooled and said, that girl needs to be our partner. So, of course, you can't wine and dine anybody right now. You're just like, hey, are you in or you out? And we're on Zoom. And she said, I'm in. And we were like so excited. And what she has done already to create new shows and new surprises and new things that are coming to this community has been incredible. So I'm going to stop talking because I really want to ask you. I want you to meet her. I want you to know her. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, dang. Level straight up to partner. Congratulations. I know, right? I mean, how charming is that? I was like, are you in or you out? She's in. All right. So, Kaci, I know about you and I know what I want to tell everybody about you, but I actually want you to tell them a little bit about you and maybe why you chose to join us. Actually, I mean, it wasn't like wine and dine, and we almost, hijacked her. Like she was at home, we hogtied her and said, if you want to see your kids again, you'll sign over here and be a partner.
Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, thank you for that amazing introduction. And I think the thing about this is it's alignment of mission and purpose. When you guys shared the vision of Redefining Digital and what you were doing in the online education space, but it doesn't stop there. Just if we'll get really, really meta for a minute, like for women, and the empowerment and the positioning of education, like with the launch of the She-Myth, like I could go on and on and on. It's very rare when you find someone in life and business where your values and your mission align so well, and that we know that profitability and cash flow is essential for a business to survive, but we are equally not going to remove the impact that we can make through the vehicle that we create to call out that cash flow and profitability.
Yeah.
And that's really rare in humans. And it's even more rare in business. So it was really just, that alignment of mission. I am an impact driven entrepreneur. I serve impact driven entrepreneurs. No matter where you're at in your business journey, if you're new in this space, or if you're running a multi 6-figure business or multi 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever figure business, the principle of niche down and serve your dream clients, that was not lost on me. And I realized really, really quickly, like my first niche down was impact driven entrepreneurs. Like I have a skill set that our company is Amplify. But it didn't always start there. But I realized I had a skill set for helping people amplify their mission and the impact that they wanted to make. Now, can I translate that to other business and companies and commerce and accomplishing X, Y, and Z to get more revenue for their companies? Heck yes. But I choose to only work with the businesses who are equally impact driven, because then that furthers my mission. And together we have that exponential math, that compounding effect on the impact and the ripple effect that we want to make in the world. So everything that I make, like that is sort of my lens. And that is, that's my measure and my filter on how I make decisions in life and business. Like, is this in alignment with the mission that I have with business? Is this in alignment for the type of environment I want to create for my family? And does this create an outcome and opportunity for someone else? Because it does, for me, accomplishing my mission is rests solely on the impact that I can have with someone else accomplishing theirs. If I get my freedom and I get to travel with my family and I get priority and I get my time back, that's great for me, but it's not enough if someone else suffers because of it. So like it's my mission to create those opportunities for other people as much as possible.
I loved what you said. You said a couple of things right there that were really important to me. And one is, if you get rich and that's the only person who benefits from this, that is not just helpful. And the other thing is, you have a mission to help the people who help the people. That's really something that's super important to me. I'm like, if we help the people that help the people, the world has an impact, a change, and it's driven. You guys can obviously see why she fits so perfect into the Metadime Digital and the Success Secrets for Business, Family, and Life community and family. And so with just that knowing from there, I get that your business and everything else is all wonderful, and what you do is wonderful and how you do that. But what do you do on your off time? Tell us about, like, what are you passionate about? What do you, other than helping entrepreneurs win, what do you like to do?
Yeah, 100% my family. My family is my heart and my focus. And we have 4 kids. I married my high school sweetheart, and through
high school sweetheart. That is so cute. That's rare now, but that's so cool.
Yeah. We've known each other since 7th grade.
My goodness.
Yeah. So we've known each other since middle school. We've been dating on and off since 9th grade. But I told him, I'm like, we're not getting married until after college, because one day the kids are going to ask about it, and I need to be able to be honest and be like, we wait until after college. So at least I have that. And I have teens now, so it's like, it's bittersweet and it's hard. Our 4 kids range in age from 6 years old, 10, 13, and 14. Actually, no, 15. No, 15, because he just got his learners. But yeah, it's shifted 100% to family. I've always been really rooted in family and travel and just creating those memories and adventures. But it really became a non-negotiable for us about right 10 years ago, when my husband was diagnosed with a brain tumor, and everything just our world was upside down, and it put into focus what was really, really important. It wasn't about how much money we could make. It wasn't about what we did and work fulfilling. It was about what is really important to us in the life and the time that we have. And it was each other. It was our children. It was the memories that we could create. And so the focus became, how do we build a life around that, where our priorities truly come first, not secondary,
Yes.
the way that we earn money and the way that we earn an income. And it was hard. Like those first 5 years after his surgery and diagnosis, I was not active in my business, and just sort of took some consulting here and there.
Yeah.
And was in that limbo land of, what do I really want to do? Like, how do I really want to serve? And at that point in time, family was my top priority. So I was a mom. I was, a homemaker, and the kids' chore charts, I will just say, were off the chain, because that was the only creative outlet that I had. So I finally got to a point after 5 years where I said to my husband, I'm like, I feel like I'm called for more. I feel like God created me for more. I have been raised in an entrepreneur's family. I since the age of 9, I knew what it was like to work for your own company to put food on the table.
Yeah.
And I graduated with my MBA in the same amount of time that most people get their 4-year. So I am a high achiever. I'm very driven. And so like that was a hard 5 years, not only like and slowing down intentionally to focus on the family, but also like I just felt like I have these skill sets for more. Like God made me for more. And we also had a lot of conversations about how much just help and support from perfect strangers poured out on our family during that time in our lives. And we were like, when we can give back, we will give back, and it will be multiplied. And so I kind of felt like this was my catalyst for being able to give back in that way. And we had a discussion. I decided to jump in the deep end. I took on my first client. Really wasn't sure what or how I was going to do it, but I knew I had something to do. And I was able to take their business from barely making 6 figures to over $1 million in 18 months. And that was when my mind was like, boom, if I can do this once, I can do it again.
And again and again and again.
Yep. The rest is history. And here we are.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's interesting that you said this, because it's like we never know who we are and what we're capable of until we're stretched and pushed. And sometimes there's 2 ways that we grow. We grow by change that is unexpected, and change that's willing to change, the willingness piece to change. And some of the most empowering things that happen to people is when they're willing to change. And some of the most empowering things is when you get to the point where you decide that you want to be a high achiever. And, I want to talk about that, because high achievement isn't about speed. It's not about how much you can get done really fast. It's thank you very much, MD. I agree with this. You can see why we want her already. She's a high achiever, and so are the rest of us. We're like, high achievers need only apply. Well done. What an inspiration. Yes. And she's an excellent teacher. She's excellent, and her creative ideas are amazing. Life-changing events give you perspective on what is really important, what your journey was designed to be. Yes, that's so true. And it's like the things that we value, the things that we actually value when these life-changing events happen, is vastly different than when we're just kind of letting life happen to us. And what I've seen and what we talked about here, so important, fell in love in high school, committed to that, committed to college, finished it in 4 years, committed to family. What's the word that best describes her? Committed and faith. Committed and faith. It's like those 2 things. We have a husband who has an illness, and wow, it's like at that point, you start making your commitments in your mind. You start prioritizing. The kids came first. You didn't work. You figured it out. You had to juggle a few clients here and there, but nothing that was full on. And now you're kind of back in the game. You're back in the game and you're on full on mode. Tell us what you're hoping to. Hey, Tina Friel's on. I just want to say hi. It is awesome. She's got an awesome story. I mean, the woman is over the top. We're talking about our new partner, and I want you guys to meet her. I want you to know why we chose her, why we love her, why she loves us, why is she here, and we'll hear that. Why did you choose us? Why did you choose to come here? She talked about all of that, and we're going to be looking forward and seeing she's in the game. She's back here now. Why are you back here now? Like if it's 5 years later, what do you want to have achieved or shared with your target market, which right now for us as women? What do you hope is the change, that an impact that you make? Answer all those questions at once.
Yeah. I'm going to do my best. And I want to start actually where you first, your observance of things in life, right? Mm-hmm. We have life circumstances that are happening. And I'm going to say for us, because we have a choice. We have a choice on how to interpret those, whether we're going to let them crush us and keep us in the valley and stay deflated and just helpless and bitter, or we're going to cycle through and we're going to rise above, right? So that's one thing where life happens to us, right? And for us. And then there's other things that we absolutely choose, like where you may not have to hit a rock bottom. You may not have to have a catastrophe event in your life. You may not have to have trauma to bounce back from. And it's just a conscious choice, and it's easy. And I won't say an easy decision, but it's a declaration and a decision.
Yes.
To not be the same anymore. And both of those come at that fork in the road to not be the same anymore. So where are you going to go from that point? And that's really what it was for me, where I feel like the life circumstances accelerated that decision process, because I am I am grounded in faith. I am very humble. I am meek. I grew up Southern Baptist. So like this is not like, who you are seeing today is not who you would be seeing without these life circumstances that kind of like jolted me into reality, because I would have just been content. I would have been totally content, and there would have been nothing wrong with that. But when you get jolted into a reality where there's sort of like the contentment was keeping you complacent in what you could do, and you realize there's a whole new world that you weren't even letting your mind go to, not only the impact that you could have on your own self with the decisions that you make, but the impact that you can have in the family and the impact that you can have on the world. It shifted for me. Because at some point I had decided that 50,000 was fine. 100,000 was fine. It helped us pay the bills and the mortgages, and our family, like my little box that I needed to tend and take care of, would be fine. And after seeing the outpouring of support and the way that we wanted to support other people, these ideas started creeping into my mind. Like, what if I had more abundance than just what I needed? What could I do if I could write my own checks to support the other people that I wanted? Yes. And that was like that trigger point. Because I'll share, like, I'm so grateful. The very first client that I worked with to get over $1 million, there's now at least 5 nonprofits that benefit from that business serving in this local community. Stand up. Right. So like that became my mission. That became that open door of acceleration to, and so in a way I would never, ever wish a complicated or devastation type life event diagnosis on anyone, but I realized the blessing of perspective that it gave me, and not playing around anymore, of boldly declaring what I'm here to do and opening the door and shining that light for others. So like when you ask me that question, where do I want to see what impact that we make with the Metadime movement and the She-Myth movement and everything in 5 years, that everyone else has that accelerated discovery process and learning that it's not just potential. Put it into action. Right. Put it into action and hold the door for others. That's
I
what
want
I
to
want to
say
do.
this because I think this is so important right here. So the average woman who owns a business makes about $40,000 a year. There is a minute group, I think it's 3% of the 100% of women businesses make over 7 figures a year. That's it. And that number needs to go up. That number needs to accelerate. And it's not just that women need to be able to make that money. They need to know what to do with that money when it's made, because there is that legacy that everybody talks of. Did you know the average woman is widowed by 59? And at 59 right now, there are a lot of women who still have some kids in college or kids that are just starting out or something. And that means that there has to be an acceleration of this. And I agree with you. I would not wish that circumstance on anyone. But right now, you can do something about it. Now, I want to talk to those women who are struggling right now. They have maybe they have a divorce, or they're a single parent, or they are trying to figure out how to get from a job to starting a career. How are they want to and are willing to make that leap. They're willing to make the leap. And I want to know maybe 3 things, or what would you tell them to make the start? And I want to go over here first. A true case for givers gain and a confirmation of intention and delegation. That is it. Widowed or divorced. Thank you. Thank you, MJ. By 59, the average woman is widowed or divorced. I want to say in our group, MJ is the financial person. She absolutely is a C-suite person. She has all that data from there. Susie says, hallelujah. I know faith is that. So what I want to know is, because there's a lot of single women that are being pushed out of their jobs, pushed out of their careers, pushed out by not just the pandemic, but by SaaS and robotics, and all kinds of AI is coming. It's just wiping them out. What is it that you would tell them? How would you go ahead and help them get in or recover or make the switch?
Oh my gosh. So this is so close to home for me, because my mom ran away at 13 and got married. She only made it to like an 8th grade education, but like my resourcefulness and determination and like just refusal to quit or give up, like totally comes from her. She started our family business in our foyer. There were 3 desks that I walked into every day when I came home from school. When I said at the age of 9, I realized what put food on the table, it's because I had to help field phone calls and solve problems and answer questions. So if you're watching this and you find yourself in a really difficult situation, 1, you're at least already in a community of people and women who can see and acknowledge you and lift you up. 2, I just want to totally encourage you that it is not the end all be all. It is what will fuel you, right? So realize that the storms that are in your life right now are essentially the cheat codes that are going to open the doors to success that you want and desire. And 3rd, I would also encourage you to let you know that God does not call us to what he does not equip us to accomplish. So those are the 3 mindset shifts that I want to share, but there's also 3 action items that I would encourage you to do today.
I want you to say that last thing again, because it was so powerful. Number 3.
Yeah.
God does not call us
to
what he doesn't equip us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you feel that calling in your heart, and we don't want to make mistakes. Like I literally just had this conversation with my 14-year-old son. Like we don't want to make mistakes. We don't want to mess up. We want to get it right. Right. We want that check. We don't want the paper handed back to us with the red marks all over it. But the thing about it is, when you are called, you may not understand the how. All you might know is, this is the direction that I need to go, and have that faith and purpose to take the first step and realize that the provisions and the people that you need are going to come. Yes.
That is so important to understand, because that's the thing that I had to learn when I first started sales. When you go from, a paycheck earner to a sales earner, you don't know when the client is coming. You know that the client is coming. There's going to be a sale. There's going to be, you just don't know when, and you're hanging out in the unknown zone, and you have to manage your mind a lot, because you could tell yourself, this isn't working, blah, 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 blah. You could scare yourself to death. And that moment of having faith, I see you guys, I'll be right there. That moment of having faith, that moment of standing your ground or standing up and making that shift. The shift is what happens. You guys see why she's our partner now? I mean, I'm sorry. Can you see that and feel that? Who wouldn't, what's not to love? So look at this. Okay. Thank you guys. I like this. Your mom's legacy is continuing to change and improve lives going through you. This is the point where we talk about standing on the shoulders of the people before us who lift us up and help us achieve more and be more and live more and do more good and have more happiness. So let's talk about this. Oh, so true. When you are called, you may not know the how. Let's talk about that a little bit, because the how, everybody thinks they have to know everything first, get everything right, get it all set up. And I'm kind of an A-type personality. And Robin always says, it's fine. You get the ball and run, but then you leave all these dead bodies all over the place because you just don't even look at where you're just run through something. But let's talk about this right here. When this is so interesting, when you're called, how do you know you're called? And you may not know the how. If you don't know the how, what do you do next? Let's say when you are called, how do you know you're called? And how will you know when the how shows up? Just, you don't have to know the how. Great. Then what do you have to know?
Yeah. So first, how do you know you're called? And you know you're called when there's this constant internal dialogue going on where it's almost like, you know how when you leave the house and you have this little idea where it's like, oh, I forgot to do this, right? And then you go and sure enough, you forgot to lock the door, or you forgot to turn off the car, right? That's that voice, but it's bigger than a coffee pot, right? Yeah. It's like continually putting this idea in your mind and call it the universe. Up at night. Yeah. Yes. Call it the universe, call it God, call it whatever, spiritual identity that you have, but it doesn't stop. It's like once the light is turned on, you cannot turn it off. You cannot stop the thoughts. You cannot stop thinking about the problem and the solution that you can become. You can try to focus on different things, but it keeps coming up to the surface. Like you find it popping up in different areas of your life. It could appear in different conversations where it's like, this is the third time someone mentioned something. Like you are finding the patterns, right? And what that is it's really the path being laid out before you. And you just have to figure out if you're going to be stubborn enough to keep like, oh no, I'm not going to go that way. No. Or you're going to lean in. And it's leaning in. And so the second is like, how do you know what to do next? Is you just lean in by faith. And you just, I had this really interesting conversation with Myron Golden, and
I love him.
Yes. And I was explaining to him our journey. And I said, at some point, I just sort of surrendered, right? Especially when everything was going on with Adam. And the first thing that you realize is you have zero control over anything that happens to your life, except for the attitude in which you receive it and how you react to it. And so I was explaining him to this, like, once I realized that, like, it was like just surrendering the fight. And he's like, yeah. And I was just telling him, but I have such a problem with the word surrender because like, I didn't give up, right? I didn't give up.
That's right. It always seems like weakness, but it's not.
And he said, I think the word that you're looking for is yield. Mm-hmm. And that was it for me, where I just yielded to the calling and shifted my energy out of resistance and into flow of abundance. And that changes everything.
Beautiful. That is so important. I see you guys. I'm going to pop over here. I see you all. Tina, nice to see you on. Thanks for joining us. You ladies speak to my heart so deeply. Thank you. Laugh out loud. I am home. Thank you. Cassie, you are my sister from another Mr. Hashtag aligned. Tina, the other Tina, as soon as I get into calm water, the storm changes direction and gets me from behind. Oh, sometimes, right? Let's see. Pushing you forward. That's right. Pushing you forward. Oops, I popped one. Let's see. As they say, when the teacher is ready, the student appears. When the entrepreneur is ready, the business appears, the project appears. Let me just tell you something that's so important about what MJ just said. And what Cassie is really explaining is that money and meaning go together. Money and meaning, money and purpose, and wealth and giving back, all of it goes together. It's so wonderful to have that mindset. Surrender to win. Oh, yes. And yield. I like that. That's like, Jesus take the wheel kind of thing, and having that faith. I really like that. Let's see. Attitude with which you receive it and how you react. That's true, because a lot of people, they stay with that thumping in their heart that keeps them up, that thing that she told you about, where you are literally laying up at night with that idea pounding inside you and you looking it up. And when an idea comes, it comes from the divine, and the divine is merciless. They put the idea in you and you will ruminate. You will imagine, you will fantasize, you will it will keep you up. You will not stop thinking about it. And at that point, your brain will come on and go, but. You shut that brain off. That's that attitude of receiving there. I see you guys there. Oh my gosh. I'm going to push ahead here. I love that. Yield, such a different attitude than surrender. I agree with that so much. You guys slow down. I can't keep up with you. Money and meaning go together. Sounds like another book title. We might write it. It might be co-written. Could be Brown Helm. You know what I'm saying? Hey, could it show up? You never know. Don't surrender the call. Yield to it. Yes, everybody likes that yield. You guys slow down. Isaiah 40:29. He gives power to the faint and worry, and to him who has no might, he increases strength, causing it to multiply, making it abound. Even you shall faint and be weary, and young men shall feebly stumble and fall exhausted. But those who wait for the Lord, who expect, look, and hope in him, shall change and renew their strength and power. They shall lift their wings and mount up close to God, and eagles mount up to the sun. They should run and not be weary. They shall walk. It's too long and won't let me finish this one off, but it is a big one. I want to let you know, it's interesting. I was talking to a friend of mine who said something really important to me. I said, don't burn yourself out. And she says, I equal the power of the task, the power that the task needs to have. Ooh, I wish I could get that right.
Yeah.
But essentially, she said, if the idea comes from the divine, you have the strength and the power to complete that. Let's see. I call it live with means and meaning. Yes, I call it live with means and meaning. And those things are so important. So I want to shift a little bit, and I want to talk about the show you're going to be doing for us, because I think that, are you making notes? You like that? I call it live with means and meaning. You're like, I like that. I'm going to write that down. Do you see that? She's sneaky that way. She does that in our meetings as well. We get together. She's like, I'm going to write that down. Well, that's really cute, and I really enjoy it, actually. So here's the thing. Let's talk about the show that you're going to be doing, Amplify, what you're going to be sharing. And for those of you who are listening, and this is hashtag replay for you, I want to let you know that the Success Secrets for Business, Family, and Life channel, we put the best experts on, and we provide more value for free than people who pay $15,000 and $20,000 to programs that get on. We have the best experts in health and, family life and business. And if you're looking at health, wealth, or relationship, shows here are going to help you create that thrivability in your life. They're cracking. You guys are cracking me up. Okay. They're like, it's always good to take notes.
I'm a nerd. I am a nerd at every level. Like,
so am I. And, nerds unite here. So I want to share that Amplify is that show. It's going to help you. It's the same value. Tell us about the show you're going to be doing and its purpose.
Yeah. So we're going into season 3. And I'm really super excited to dial in season 3 and just to align with the method that you guys just teach in the programs, because it's going to free my time up because content is really, really important to me, and creating content that doesn't just check off like a publishing checklist, that it literally provides resources and transformation to the people that I want to serve the most. And so when the podcast, it started out as a podcast, and when it originally launched, it launched under the name of Brace for Impact, because that's sort of where I was at in my journey. And it has been meant from the very beginning to document the journey of successful entrepreneurs. And I say that word successful because success is relative. If freedom for you is 6 figures a year and you get to live the lifestyle and contribute to the family and the needs of your immediate circle and community, then that is your definition of success. So there's a lot of interviews, and we share the stories and the journey of growing that type of business and hitting different milestones and all of the different things that we come up against but have to crash through. And then we rebranded for season 2 to Amplify My Impact, because that was the next season I was stepping into in my own life and in the way that we served our clients, is how can we start to expand that goal and our definition of success? Because I wholeheartedly believe if we can figure out the pattern to get the 6 figures, and you can create that boring business model where it's just duplication, you can turn up the dial and you can create more revenue. And if you're happy with where you're at, this comes from one of my mentors, Alex Sharfin, when he said, if you have a problem with money, you haven't given enough away. And that to me represented season 2 of Amplify My Impact. How can I create more to give more? And so as we go into season 3 of Amplify My Impact, we have really honed in on the focus of the way that impact-driven entrepreneurs serve. We serve big. We serve full out.
That's right.
We serve like to the level of like, if you talk about automation and impersonal things and take relationships away from business, we start to squirm.
Yeah,
right. So we lean into a higher touch business model, which aligns more with premium offers and less clients, sort of like the Jerry Maguire approach to business. And so as we dive into season 3, we're really going to be dialing up and getting really bold with that message of revenue and cash flow for impact-driven entrepreneurs, because the world needs your impact. And if you are only going to be able to serve for a small amount of time because you're stressed out, overwhelmed, fizzled out, or just like stretched too thin, you overcommit, and then you finally are asking yourself, like, wait, like, where was this path to freedom that I was trying to get? I barely see my family and I'm not even making any money, right? That is a dangerous place for impact-driven entrepreneurs to be. And so where we're focusing right now is to get them into that healthy revenue generating cash flow so that they have the long-term business model to serve bigger at every single level as they grow in themselves and in their business.
That's so empowering to hear. Now, you see this, it's like what we do in this group, what we do at Metadime Digital, what we do for all our products and services, that value delivered here that people try to sell you at $20,000 or $30,000. I'm like, you know what? You're scratching the surface right here. And if you want to compete, you actually have to be that kind of conscious entrepreneur. And I want to let you know, I want to talk about this as well. Kaci, I know the absolute future is going to be conscious business owners, people who actually, and I love this too. I love this as well, that Jerry Maguire business model. I mean, it's like, you can't just sell somebody a product and go, there you go, good luck. And so there is a point where we are working on how to do this bigger, more elite, more exclusivity for our clients, more knowledge base for our clients, more personal time for our clients, because that is the Jerry Maguire business model. When you begin working in that state, the repercussions of giving back to the world is that drop of information and knowledge just keeps spreading and spreading. It's like that's when business becomes a movement for change. And I believe that the eradication of poverty could happen. I really believe that. From, I think it was, I want to say 1980 till right now, I think it's about 47, maybe a little higher, to 50% of poverty got eradicated. And there's still the brilliance of entrepreneurship and the tools that we have right now, the internet and things like that, that can help those things achieve. And that power of giving back is so important. Part of the reason we do this show every single day and Unlocked and Take a Stand and the She-Myth Eliminator is when you give back time, knowledge, or money. So we said time, knowledge, and money. Here we show you how to make money, give our time and our knowledge away right here, so that everybody can achieve like that. I want to tell you, I am personally so excited that you are with us. Your mindset and your heart and your vision and how you operate matches the vision of us, matches everything about us. Your faith matches us. And it is exciting to see what is going to be unfolding. So somebody put up the when the first Amplify is actually going to be shown inside the Success Secrets for Business, Family, and Life. So people have an idea of what day it is, what time it is, and when you can hang out with Kaci. And just, if you guys have seen how much she gave today, you ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't seen nothing yet. We have another level of skill coming on. We also have Dr. Brian Brown coming in. If you guys don't, Dr. Brian, he is going to change the world. I'm telling you, you have right now the opportunity to watch these live shows with these incredible mentors, these incredible people that are coming on. So I want to look out and talk about some of the things we got in store, some of the things that we have in store. After this show, we are going to be doing another webinar, a live webinar. And in that live webinar, Kaci's going to be joining us. She's going to be bumping up in there and, taking over that webinar place. And she's working with Tracy today, and they are talking about how to grow more influence and authority. If you have seen the webinar, see it again, because the meat in this that is delivered is absolutely imperative to the future. I want to talk about something called iOS 14. iOS 14. Do you know anything about it yet?
Yeah.
Okay. So iOS 14, the reason you want to watch this Influence and Authority is because there's some huge shifts coming to how you're going to be able to get to your audience. Do you know your audience is going to be able to turn off Facebook ads? Okay, now think about that. What is it? Like 93% of the people you see, yes, I have my Russell picture. 93% of the people use their iPhones for to watch. Like so many of you right now are watching this show on your iPhone. And right now we have this new operating system that's going to come out. It's going to affect the relative ability for you to use Facebook ads to reach your clients, your audience. If you don't pivot right now, your business is going to be in trouble. If you're having people who at will can say, and Facebook is like, what do we do now? What do we do now? If Facebook can be, I am turning off ads, how do you reach your target market?
Yeah.
How do you reach your market or your clients or whatever else? That's what you're going to be learning how to do today on that the webinar that we have, that web class This is so important because if you want to look at it, it's iOS 14. And the reason we have come together is we look at these things and we say, okay, this is how it's going to, we're out in the future. You've been on this show. We told you in December 2019 about the pandemic. We told you about the food shortages, the supply chain, what you need to buy, how did you need to get, where your money's going to be, what the job market's going to be like. We have put you ahead of the track all the time. And we're doing this now. We're doing this with this iOS. And tell them a little bit about the web class today. Maybe 2 points that you think are important, only 2, so that you guys, and somebody put, Robin or Karen, would you put in the link for the webinar so people can register for it if they haven't seen it? If you have, see it again, it's important. Look at this. I'm so sorry. Look at this. I'm excited for this program to launch. It aligns with the program I'm doing, Happy at Home, Successful at Work. My father always said, some spend, some tithe, some. Excited to watch and listen to the program. You have your priorities in perfect order. Yes, she does. I think so too. Hey, look who's on at the crack of dawn. Good morning, my sister.
Good morning.
It's our other partner over there. Thank you. And let's see right here. Good morning, Tracy. Just a second. Will there be a replay? Have some appointments today. I don't know if there's going to be replay or not. We didn't replay yesterday, so I'll ask. I don't know. But if you sign up, if you go and register, just go to the site and register. I bet there might be a replay link that comes in an email, but just out to the public, I'm not sure. So Tina, grab that one there as well. Here it is. Whoops, sorry. Here it is. influenceandauthority.com/web class. Tina, just go ahead and click the link and register, and maybe there'll be a link that follows up with that as well. So let's go back to the question. Notice that I asked the question, then I talk a lot. Now she's going to answer it. She's like, what was the question?
I remember. I'm writing down.
Go, girl. I'm
writing down my answers.
Oh, figures. She takes notes and writes down answers while we're live doing it. Fantastic.
All right. So I would say if I can only share 2 things from what Tracy's going to share tonight, well, actually this afternoon, coming up in just a couple hours, it would be number 1, that your message matters. Your voice, your story, your experience, your mission, what you want to create and cultivate into the world matters. And if there is nothing else that can give you proof, it's this conversation between Vickie and I and the people who are rallying around the stories that I've shared through my life experiences, the stories that Vickie has shared through her life experiences. And I'm going to be so bold that if you are listening to this message, it's because you have been called to do something and you are seeking community. You are seeking people who have been there before you or who may be traveling that same journey right now. So I'm going to step out in faith here and just kind of walk through this door that Vickie has opened and just speak to those who are listening right now. And I hope you hear me. Like, this is my love shake, like my virtual love shake through the coffee break show. Your message matters. The way that you deliver it will hit and attract the ideal person that you have been called to serve, right? And even if you think, well, there's experts out there in the space, there are already multi-million-dollar programs who solve this problem, X, Y, and Z, but they're not going to solve them the way that you do. They're not going to connect with the people the way that you do. They're not going to be able to get on a phone or get on a Zoom call and look them in the eye and understand their pain and their struggle the way that you do, right? So don't leave it up to the Tony Robbins of the world or the Amy Porterfields or the Marie Forleos. Their programs are amazing, but there are people out there that need you, and only you can interpret it and put it in a way that it finally lands, clicks into place, and all makes sense, right? So that would be my number 1. My number 2 is probably the next question that you could be asking yourself and rolling around is how, right? I'm not ready, right? And I just did a live video about this the other night, and I am going to challenge you to add one more word to that statement: yet. I'm not ready yet, or I don't know how yet. Because the only way for you to be ready and be ready to receive is to start today, to take action today, to act on it today. So I'm going to loop this back around because Vickie asked me how to share 3 things on, you know, to those women or those mothers or those people who could be struggling. Like, I'm going to give you 3 action steps. Decide today, declare today, and do it today. Take action today towards what you want to create, like what that future looks like 2 to 3 years from now. That all, you know what is the beautiful thing about it? It hangs in the balance of a 10-second decision. And that is powerful. The quicker that you realize the power of your declarations and decision making, that exact moment you become unstoppable.
That rocks so much. I could repeat that just on loop right there. Everybody, I'm looking at the link right here. We are going to put a correct link. Tracy and Robin, can you get me a link to today's thing so they can sign up? And somebody's looking for a replay link so they can sign up and get the replay in the email with them. You don't want to miss this. I will tell you something that's so important. We are ahead of the game right here. Make the decision today. Take an action now. The web class is free. You have only investment of time. That's it.
Yeah.
So one of the most important things you can do for yourself is decide. That is such an important piece of it. I want to pop over here because there's a lot of things that people are saying. Thank you for doing this. This is exactly what I've been looking for. If I have the correct message, I'm so excited for this program. Thank you. It is absolutely one of the most powerful programs you can be in right now. There's room at the table for all of us here and now. Room at the table for all of us. And we're going to put that table link in there very shortly. Let's see. We don't have a replay link yet. Once they register, they will have a replay option after the web is finished. Thank you. So just go ahead and get in and sign up for this web class this morning. It is going to be powerful. I want to let you know the future of advertising has shifted very big. And if you are not one of those people who can be a premium Facebook user, you're not going to have access to the audience you think you're going to have. You're going to have to do something different, more powerful, more long-term, so that you can have long-term success. We're going to be talking about that today in the Influence and Authority Method. So thank you. They're working on a link right now. Let's see. I got bounced off. Can you show the register link again? Absolutely. Robin, will you please put the register link in there? I saw a couple of people got bounced off, so they're going to be back on in just a minute. Can we also use this on LinkedIn? Well, I'm not sure what you mean, but do you mean the tactic that we're using? Yes, you can use that on LinkedIn. In fact, it is.
You can't spill it.
Don't say it. I can't spill it. Did you see me have to? Susie, I want you to know that this program is so, and you just have to be there to see it. That's really how important it is. I just want to say that it is going to be a powerful thing. And for this to happen in this way today, I'm going to be not dragging this on for over an hour, because I know you guys are thinking, no, keep Cassie on, keep her on. Well, I made her promise this. I was like, okay, if it gets wicked like it is right now, where people are just talking, I will drag her back and we can just sit down and have another conversation for you. But I will tell you this, she is a partner at Metadime Digital. She's ours now. We get to keep her in our community. She is ours. The second thing is she has a show coming on. You can spend time with her. We now have hooked her into here's Amplify. You can ask your questions live. You can get her knowledge. You can drain her of all of that, and she will still be here with us. And you're going to be seeing her at our events. You're going to be seeing it at our surprises. We have so many things coming up, one thing at a time. You'll see her as one of our coaches inside of our processes and our programs. And she's going to be leading a lot of conversations and discussions. So don't worry. She's not running away. We're not, giving her away. She will be here for you guys. Let's see. They're working on getting another web link. And Tina, she said, thank you. Cassie, thank you. Great conversation. So excited, so fortunate, so lucky. I'm so glad you're with us. It is going to be a fun time. It is going to be a really opportunity to meet you, know you, love you, and have you with us. I'm so excited. Here it is. They're already saying it. Welcome to the family, Cassie. Looking forward to your show. Thanks for sharing your insights.
Thank you.
I have only one more thing to say, and that is that ain't nobody get out of here without listening to the music. See you guys later. Bye.